Catalysts are one of those things that few people think much about, but they do make the world tick. Catalysts are all around us. Almost everything in your daily life depends on catalysts, like cars, post-it notes, and even laundry detergent. Catalysts break down paper pulp to produce the smooth paper in your magazine. They clean your contact lenses every night. They turn milk into yogurt and petroleum into plastic milk jugs, CDs, and bicycle helmets.
Let me ask you something. What do refinery operations for gas and oil, pharmaceuticals, or even food products all have in common? They are all using some type of catalyst to make their goods. In this edition of Bazaar, we will check out the catalyst industry. We want to uncover just how integral its products are to the development of countless other industrial sectors within the country. Time to walk through today's Bazaar.
In order to get a better idea of what catalysts are and why they are important, we visited a company that specializes in producing these items. Sarv Oil and Gas Company is a pioneer catalyst producer in Iran. It was first established in 2004 and is a private, knowledge-based company. The firm produces a wide range of catalysts for different industries. Its extensive product list covers 34 types of catalysts in 8 process application categories.
کاتالیست هایی که ما تولید کردیم در 4 مجموعه مصرف شد. یک مجموعه پتروشیمیایی که اوره و آمونیاک تولید می‌کردن. همینطور تولید کاتالیست برای واحدهایی که تولید متانول دارن. همچنین ما تو صنعت پالایشگاهی برای واحدهای هیدروژن همین موضوع رو ما داشتیم که تو اون مجموعه 4 یا 5 نوع کاتالیست مصرف میشه و در طی این 1 دهه گذشته ما موفق شدیم که کل این 5 نوع کاتالیست رو تولید بکنیم. در یک بازار دیگه‌ای که ما توی ایران داشتیم بازار فولاد بود که اونها هم از در واقع استفاده کننده های این نوع کاتالیست ها بودن.
Catalysts are substances that can be solid, liquid, or gases. They are used to increase the rate of a chemical reaction and are vital to the chemical industry. Some catalysts made here are used in processes for making sponge iron in direct reduction of iron ore. This is an important industry as sponge iron is used to make steel. Technology for producing catalysts used in direct reduction of iron ore was indigenized at this company in 2016. The company supplies 70% of catalysts used in Iran's key steel sector.
ما امروز 65% فولادی که در کشور داره تولید میشه با کاتالیست ایرانی نفت و گاز سرو داره تولید میشه که این رقم قبلا یعنی در کمتر از 1 دهه پیش کاملا در اختیار شرکت سودکمی بود که اون شرکت تحت لیسانس میدرکس آمریکا هستش.
The firm serves some major industries in Iran. For example, one of the major customers are petrochemical and oil refining plants that use precious metal-based catalysts for their refining process.
ما در طی از سال 88 تا سال 98 یعنی در طی 1 دهه فعالیت موفق شدیم که تمام کاتالیستایی که تو یک واحد اوره، آمونیاک و متانول مورد استفاده قرار میگیره رو تولید کنیم. سال 88 ما فقط به یکی از اون کاتالیست‌ها دسترسی پیدا کردیم. اما در طی 1 دهه گذشته ما موفق شدیم که بقیه کاتالیست‌هایی که تو این صنعت مورد نیازه که حدود 9 نوع کاتالیز و 15 گرید. هر نوع از اینها میتونه 2-3 مشخصات خاص داشته باشه. ما تونستیم در واقع به این تولید برسیم که بالغ بر 6000 تن تا امروز که سال 99 هستیم این تولیدات رو انجام بدیم.
Catalysis is the backbone of many industrial processes that use chemical reactions to turn raw materials into useful products. Optimizing catalytic effects requires a thorough understanding of a wide range of chemical phenomena and is a highly specialized science. This science has been used to keep the environment clean and to reduce harmful emissions from chemical and power plants.
The better the chemical components, the more productive a catalytic reaction is likely to be. That's what the research and development department of this company specializes in. The firm works with manufacturers all over Iran to supply ultra-high purity chemicals for catalytic reactions. In many cases, the success of the reaction depends on chemicals with precise specifications.
بخشی از مواد اولیه‌مون رو خب از خارج از کشور تهیه می‌کردیم و در طی این سالها که تحریم شرایط شدیدتری رو به خودش گرفت، خب ما اگر منتظر میموندیم تا درهای مملکت دوباره باز شه، یعنی اینکه صنعت کاتالیست داخلی رو کاملا از دست میدادیم. اما از سال 93 ما شروع کردیم به داخلی سازی مواد اولیه مورد نیازمون. اما در کنار مواد اولیه داخلی ما اومدیم یه بخش فراوری مواد اولیه اختصاص دادیم و ایجاد کردیم که مواد اولیه داخلی که اون خلوص بالا رو نداره و اسپک فنی یک نواخت رو نداره، ما تو بخش فراوری مواد اولیه‌مون این رو به خلوص بالا میرسونیم و یک نواخت میکنیم و آماده میکنیم این مواد رو برای اینکه بیاد وارد خط تولیدمون بشه.
Research here covers catalyst synthesis and modification. The labs also investigate the physical and chemical characteristics of catalysts. Here is also where new products are developed and existing products are tested for quality. The research center is well equipped with sophisticated devices that are used to optimize catalytic effects. Making catalysts is a very tough process. Among its services, this company provides technical support to production lines as well as improving catalyst quality. The chemical engineers and highly trained staff offer required consultations to related industries.
At its height, a catalyst is a way to save energy. And applying catalysts on a grand scale could save the world a lot of energy. So as catalysts are not consumed in a reaction process, they can be reused multiple times, which can save time and cut costs. Only a small amount of catalysts is required to alter the reaction rate in most cases.
The firm also designs production equipment on the industrial scale. Its high-precision labs can apply reverse engineering processes to produce new catalysts. It might be interesting to know that this company doesn't only produce catalysts, it also can build facilities that use catalysts in the manufacturing processes for refinery plants. By adhering to national and international production standards, this company obtained the necessary licenses and permits for operation and distribution from regulatory bodies.
بعضی از شرکت‌های خارجی هستن مثل شرکت‌های جانسون متی انگلیس، سودکمی، تاپسو دانمارک که اینها جزء سرآمدهای شرکت‌های تولید کاتالیست در دنیا هستن و بالای بعضاً 100 سال خدمتشون هست. ولی ما به لطف خداوند و همت دوستان و دیگر همکارانی که در این واحد فعالیت دارن، ما تونستیم در این حدود 15 سال خودمون رو به این رقبا برسونیم و نتایجی که گرفتیم خیلی قاطعانه عرض میکنم قابل رقابت هستش و بعضی موارد حتی از نمونه‌های خارجی هم تونستیم نتایج بهتر و مطلوبتری رو بگیریم. این حرف ما نیست، حرف مشتریامون هست.
With these accomplishments, and by expanding its scope of services and products, the company intends to introduce its products to markets overseas as well.
واقعیت امر این هستش که تحریم‌ها در این صنعت واقعاً خوب بود. ما شاید در سال 84 و 5 به هر کدوم از مشتریامون اعلام می‌کردیم که آقا ما محصولاتمون خوبه. ما استانداردها و پارامترهای مربوط به این کاتالیست‌هایی که بین‌المللی هستش همه رو داریم، بیایید از سورس داخل استفاده بکنید. این ریسک رو قبول نمی‌کردن. تا یه مقدار جلوتر اومد تهیه کاتالیست برای بعضی از دوستان خیلی سخت و اذیت کننده شد. ما کم کم پا گرفتیم و ثابت کردیم که کاتالیست هایی که ما داریم تولید میکنیم همپای رقبامون هستش و همونجور که عرض کردم شاید در برخی موارد از اونها هم ما بهتر هستیم.
Imagining the modern industrial world without catalysts is nearly impossible. This is because nearly 90% of all chemical material goes through at least one stage of a catalysis process in their productions. And about 20% of all industrial products in the world need catalysts in their production chains. For instance, catalysts are integral in making plastics and many other manufactured items.
The biggest consumers of catalysts in Iran are in the petrochemical and refining industries that are increasing productions along the lines of the country's 5th and 6th economic plans. The sectors became even more significant after the re-imposition of US sanctions on the oil industry in 2018. Since then, the government has been taking serious measures to expand the industries and move towards self-sufficiency. Somewhere around $700 million worth of catalysts are domestically consumed annually by refineries and petrochemical plants. Statistics show the domestic market of catalysts is worth well over $700 million. Of this market, only 10% of the demand is met by domestic companies. The total domestic demand is around 29,000 tons of catalysts for the petrochemical and refinery industries alone. Currently, there are 18 active companies in the field of catalyst production. Also, there are over 40 types of catalysts in the world, and Iran has been able to indigenize around 16 of these so far. Producing catalysts inside the country would make a huge difference in the profitability of the petrochemical plants. The push to indigenize catalyst production has broadly been made with increased cooperation between knowledge-based companies and academic institutions. These links have also advanced scientific research in universities.
Petrochemical production is the second biggest source of revenue after the oil and gas industries. This sector is one of the most important pillars of the country's resilient economy. It is also one of the main generators of foreign revenue. However, catalysts are very expensive substances, and Iran spends millions of dollars each year on importing such products.
Figures from the national petrochemical companies show Iran makes 5% of the world's total methanol production. The same data also reveals that the country exports methanol to China, the UAE, and India, among many others. This year, exports have earned around $10 billion so far. Domestic petrochemical companies produced 30 million tons last year, of which 22 million tons were sold in global markets. Moreover, 8 million tons of petrochemicals worth $5 billion were sold in the domestic market this year. Net methanol output capacity has doubled in the last 2 years, reaching about 12 million tons annually. China is the world's largest methanol importer, and it imported 10 million tons of methanol in 2019. Iran is the largest exporter of methanol to China, supplying about 40% of its annual import.
Okay, I believe it's time for me to take a break and pass the show over to my good friend and colleague out there on the field, who will teach us all something new. Take it away.
In the human body, there's a heart. that pumps the blood to every organ, far or near, big or small. A system with a similar function in our cities is the water pumping station. And today we'll find out what keeps this heart beating. Water pumping stations transfer water from one site to another. They're used to move water along canals to move underground for hydraulic power stations, as well as providing public water supply and sewage services. How did your company come to be?
این شغل بیزنس خانوادگی ما هست. بنده خودم سال 70 وارد این حرفه شدم و در سال 82 شرکتی رو به نام اتصال مکانیک تأسیس کردیم. در طی این مدت دیدیم دو این صنعت یه سری کاستی‌هایی هست. یه تحقیقات رو شروع کردیم. این تحقیقاتی 7 سال طول کشید تا سال 1187 به عنوان پتنتی به ثبت رسید و بعد دنبال ساختار تجاری سازی موضوع بودیم که الحمدلله در سال 91 تولید شروع کردیم و الان در حدود 7 ساله که در این زمینه کار میکنیم و خدا را شکر دستگاهی تولید کردیم به اهدافی که مد نظرمون بود میشه گفت بیش از 95% رسیدیم.
Some pumping stations have vertical pumps and some horizontal. Some come with dry pits and others have wet wells. Package pumping stations have different characteristics and capacities. Once the order is placed with the company, it's the R&D team here that designs the structure suitable for the specific needs of the customer. In addition to the wide range of pumping stations manufactured here, the company has created its own pumping management software. Can you tell us about your facilities?
دستگاهی که ما تولید میکنیم به نام پتروچمیکال پمپاژ در صنعت آب معرفی شده هستند. کاربرداری که دارن از بحث پمپاژ خانگی گرفته تا پمپاژ شهرهای بزرگ شدن شهرها. اما اقسام داریم هم در حوزه کشاورزی اینا کاربرد دارند، هم در صنعت آب شرب کاربرد دارند، در صنعت فاضلاب کاربرد دارند، پمپاژ فاضلاب، در بحث آبشینگون‌ها اینا کاربرد دارند و محصول دیگری که داریم کاملا بومی هست و به عنوان پتنتی به ثبت رسیده نرم افزار SPMS ها. این نرم افزار هوشمندسازی صنعت آب را انجام میده، کاملا بومی هست و میشه گفت پایاپای نرم افزارهایی که در دنیا کشورهای پیشرفته کشورهای صنعتی ساختن و اونا رقابت میکنه پایاپای اوناست.
In addition to making the required facilities, the company also offers project counseling services and a 2-year unlimited guarantee. Which pumps should be open and when? How much should the water pressure be? These decisions are made through an original software and executed by this electric component of the package pumping station. The Smart Pumping Management System software, or SPMS for short, is an innovation of the company's IT department. It can program and control the function of local pumping stations, and should there be any technical difficulties, the managers can immediately log in and intervene using their phones. Currently, more than 70% of the water can be saved, and the company is in the process of creating more advanced stations, which would lead to near-zero wastewater. What's special about your facilities?
تفاوت محصول ما با مقایسه با روش‌های متداولی که تابع‌کنون انجام شده میشه گفت به 3 بخش تقسیم کرد. یه بخش طراحی هست که در محصول ما این بخش سرپیچی بیش از 90% داره. در وضعیت قبلی مثلا حداقلش 1 سال 6 ماه زمان می‌برد، الان ما رسوندیم اینو به 1 هفته. تو بخش دوم مرحله دوم میشود بحث ساخت. تو بحث ساخت ما به قابلیت‌های دست پیدا کردیم که هم از نظر توضیح فنی هم از نظر توضیح اقتصادی قابل توجه است، یعنی آیتم‌های چشمگیری هستند. در بحث فضای مورد نیاز، در خصوص در بحث‌های پمپاژ شدن شهرها، تامین فضا برای این کار خیلی مشکل هست و هزینه‌های بیشتری را از بودجه در بر می‌گیره. محصول ما این فضای مورد نیاز رو میشه به صفر رسونده، یعنی قابلیت نصب زیرزمینی هست. شما در شهر تهران که حرکت میکنه شاید روی از یک خیابان از روی دستگاه ما رد بشه متوجه هم نشوید. یه چیز بحث زمان بود. اگه بخوام مقایسه مشابه انجام بدیم 2 سال زمان می‌برد برای ساختن سمپوژی. الان این 2 سال رسیده به در وضعیت نرمال به 2 ماه در وضعیت فرس به 17 روز هم ما رکورد داریم که به پروژه 0% رو ساخته باشیم و راه اندازی کرده باشیم. تو بحث صرف هزینه ها، خب ما 30 الی 40% صرفه‌جویی در بخش پروژه ها داریم، چون زمان اومده پایین‌تر، هم فضای کمتری می‌خوایم. از اون کل موضوع در کارخانه انجام می‌شود و طبیعتاً هزینه تولید و هزینه ساخت خیلی پایین‌تره. مرحله سوم میرسیم به بحث بهره برداری. سیستمی که ما تعریف کردیم سیستم کاملا به صورت هوشمند هست و بر اساس نیاز آبی میاد انرژی مصرف میکنه. در شبکه‌هایی که ما تقاضای آب نوسان دارد، شبکه‌های شرب، شبکه‌های تحت فشار، ما بیش از 40% صرفه‌جویی انرژی داریم با این روش. خب این باعث می‌شود عمر تجهیزات بالاتر برود، هم باعث می‌شود هزینه‌های مصرف انرژیمون پایین‌تر بیاید. از اون بر باعث می‌شود ما مصرف آبمون به صورت هوشمندانه انجام بگیرد.
The manager also hopes to further reduce the energy use. He told us of plans to utilize gravitational energy. The future he paints is void of waste, both in water and energy. A person in an average household can make up to 300 liters of wastewater a day. Now that's a considerable waste, especially for countries with a dry climate like Iran. But not to worry. This machine can turn waste into opportunity.
Okay, it is now time to take a look at some news and trends in Iran's catalyst-producing sectors. A new catalyst-producing company is being constructed in Iran's Kermanshah province. This firm will focus on indigenizing production of catalysts in the country.
The company plans to produce over $100 million worth of catalysts annually after the company is streamlined. The unit is projected to have an annual production capacity of 50 tons of catalyst. Iran's Vice President for Science and Technology highlighted this project as an achievement in light of the growth trend in the petrochemical industry. Currently, 16 catalysts are domestically produced, which has saved the country over $100 million each year. Knowledge-based companies have played a noticeable part in localizing products and equipment used in the oil industry, which is a major contributor to the country's national economy.
One of the most recent achievements in the catalyst industry has been the indigenization of a highly coveted catalyst used for dry reforming methane.
2 domestic knowledge-based companies have pooled their knowledge together to manufacture this item, which helps produce methane. The domestically produced catalyst is the only one of its kind in the country and will be used in the dry reforming unit of a petrochemical company. Methane is an odorless and flammable gas which is primarily used as fuel to make heat and light. It is also used to manufacture organic chemicals. The catalyst will help manufacture ammonia, which can be used for fertilizers. The technology is seen as resourceful and crucial for further reducing the harmful footprint of natural gas.
Iran's Nanotechnology Innovation Council has announced that an Iranian firm has streamlined a nanocatalyst for a big petrochemical plant.
The knowledge-based firm started the industrial production of this nanocatalyst a year ago. This year, it has delivered 5 tons of the nanocatalyst to a major petrochemical company. This nanocatalyst converts harmful nitrogen oxide emitted from coal and gas-fired power plants to water vapor and nitrogen. There is a broad domestic market for this product, and after meeting domestic demands, this product can also be exported. Many in the local industry have criticized Iranian companies for preferring foreign equivalents of the nanocatalyst. This is while the knowledge for production and raw materials already exist in Iran, which many say is a potential that should be exploited.
Catalysis is indispensable for the industry and society. Without them, it could be impossible to mass-produce most of the goods we use on a daily basis. Oh well, so much more can be said, but we have run out of time. No worries, we'll be back next week, same time. I'm Samson Sees you in the next Bazaar.